Hello and welcome to the Sky Tech Summit 2022. I'm a little bit injured if you wondered about the limping on stage. I had a bit of a mountain climbing accident in Mauritius. I know there's going to be no sympathy, but bear with me when I limp on and off the stage. So I'm Gillian Joseph, taking a day out from presenting Sky News to immerse myself in the exciting world of tech. There's very much a technology day takeover at Sky, involving staff across all of our tech sites, including Sky Network Services at Brick Lane, Sky Labs at Brentwood, Sky at Leeds Dock, and Sky Watermark Livingston. Look, they're waving back to us at Brick Lane there. To Munich now, and the tech teams at Sky Deutschland, Guten Tag, and Milan, and the technology people at Sky Italia, ciao. Let's greet those in Lisbon, watching in the Sky Technology Centre there, bom dia. And furthest afield, our colleagues at the Comcast India Engineering Centre in Chennai, Vanakkam. As well as being part of the main tech summit, each site has additional speakers and tech-related activities. We have guests in the room here at the northwest corner here at Sky Central, as well as those watching in the nearby Sky Cinema and the Sky Outdoor Cinema on the Sky campus. Plus, the event is being live streamed to attendees around the world. So a very warm welcome to you, and hope that you're waving back, even though we can't see you at the moment. Now we have a programme that's jam-packed with tech delights and innovation insights, and a few surprises too. First, a few housekeeping points. Your room host is now pointing, or should be pointing, to the fire exits. Here in the northwest corner, the fire doors are over there and there. That's the end of my air hostess bit. Wi-Fi details are on your badge. Please scan your badge into each and every session. Now do tweet along. Use social media as much as you like. The hashtag is SkyTechSummit. There's a full programme and details of all our speakers on the event website. Go to techsummit2022.sky. Now, please mute your phones. I'm sure you already have done. You're tech people, you should know about that, as we're about to meet our first speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Chief Executive Officer of Sky Group, Dana Strong. Dana, welcome. We obviously got the memo both in green.
Exactly.
Adding to the Sky slides.
Nice to see you again.
And you, good to see you. This is the first Sky Tech Summit since Sky joined Comcast, joined forces with Comcast, we'll say. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But much of your career has been spent in TV, broadband, telecommunications, working in Ireland, Australia, UK. What is it about this industry that has inspired you and allowed you to continue to stay in this industry?
Well, it's first of all, it's wonderful to be here. So it's so great to see so many people here on campus, in this room, lots of faces of folks that I've seen across offices all over the UK and Europe. So welcome, and thanks for joining in to everybody that's joining in from remote. It's nice to be with you again, Gillian. So when just to talk about how I kind of came into the industry and why I've stayed, I kind of came to this industry in a way by accident. So I was in professional services, and my first day I walked in the door and there was a call waiting for me from my team manager. And we were doing a project for AT&T, and it was back when AT&T was a long-distance company. I mean, that's how long ago. There are some people with gray hair in the room who might actually remember what long distance was, and calling cards and things before we actually everyone had a mobile phone. There was such a time. And I've stayed in the industry because, I mean, it's even though I bumped into it by accident, it's such a privilege to be in this industry because we get to bring customers joy. I mean, what we do every day keeps people connected with their families, friends, work, etc. Or it brings them entertainment through fabulous content. And so being in a sector where customers automatically have a heartfelt connection with your products and really need your products gives you a lot of positive energy, a lot of positive momentum. And I think the other thing that's kept me in the industry is that there is no other sector that has as much change and innovation and reinvention as our sector. And so whether it's content reinvention or technology reinvention, we are constantly moving at pace. And I love the challenge of that. I love the energy and the dynamism of what we are able to do in our amazing industry.
How would you describe the impact that Sky has on the markets it serves?
That's interesting, because I think I can speak to it both as a person, from inside of Sky, as well as a person who was outside of Sky, watching Sky from lands afar in Australia for many, many years. And so the first thing I would say is Sky is, it sets the bar. Sky is the company to measure yourself against in terms of customer experience and innovation. And that has been the case for many, many decades. And I think the reason why that's the case and how we are so unique is because we're able to marry in a very unique way our insight around customer needs and customer behaviors with technology. And we're able to do that because we're one of the only companies that have the entire supply chain, if you will, or value chain underneath one roof. So whether it's hardware and software and network, to content production, content commissioning, content and content acquisition, all the way through marketing, distribution, supply chain, brands. And so having that unique insight about what customer needs are across multiple different product lines, across multiple different levels of interaction with the organization allows us to innovate differently. And some examples of that would be, a number of years ago, customers, we had a product where you have multiple set-top boxes in multiple rooms in your house. There's still a degree of that, but what we saw is customers more and more were taking their content with them any room. So Sky Go is a great solution to that, right? So all the way back in 2011, we launched Sky Go for your iPads, your iPhones, et cetera, so you could be untethered. All the way back in 2012, Netflix was far less than 30 million customers. We launched Now services because we could see that there were certain segments of customers that wanted to stream. We could see in our broadband service that reliability was just as important in speed, so we put all of our emphasis on building reliability into the household. And so we're able to use even insights like, I think content innovation is a really nice one for us too. So we could see that there was a growing need of engagement, so we innovated with Formula One and cricket to create the hundreds and to create a whole new way of covering the sport of Formula One. Those kinds of things we're able to do because we are so connected with what customers want. And I think glass is the ultimate example of that, actually, where we could see how customers were getting so frustrated of having to dip in and out of apps, really struggling to remember which piece of content was where. And we've completely unified the content experience through our new UI. And so I think the way in which we really show up in our markets is unique because it's always driven by consumer insight. And for Sky, what that means and why I started with Sky has always been the benchmark for other organizations to follow is because I remember when I was working in Australia, which is literally halfway around the world, we would make what I would call pilgrimages to Sky every year or every 2 years to find out what Sky was doing. And we would take the best of those learnings and we would try and bring them back to our customers all the way, halfway across the world. And that's been the case for multiple companies across the world. It's been a really wonderful collaboration we've been able to have across the industry.
You've described Sky as a technology powerhouse previously. Tell us about the role of technology and its importance and how that's fed into contributions to Comcast.
I mean, it's absolutely at the beating heart of everything we do. It's the foundation. It's almost, I can't even imagine. It's almost like the air, right? That kind of keeps the body moving, the body of Sky. So, you know, everything from the amazing team with Steve Sharkey that does our customer journeys, you know, we wouldn't be able to sell or service any of our customers without having constant renewal, innovation, reliability in those really critical functions. To our data that's powering all of our agents to understand how to engage and service our customers better, all the way to technology that helps fuel reliability in our services. You know, we had a huge weekend about, what was it, maybe 2 weekends ago, where we had the Anthony Joshua fight, the Man United, apologies for the Manchester folks, Man United versus Liverpool game, and House of Dragons all in a 48-hour period, which is, like, for a content company, that's an embarrassment of riches. And we had, the technology community was so prepared for that weekend of viewing. We had no outages. We set records on our concurrent streams. We set records on viewership for, you know, a new series. I think the Man United game was watched by almost 4 million people in the UK alone. We had over 1 million concurrent streams on Sky Go, you know, and that isn't even, that's before you get to OTT Now and all of the viewership and catch up. So, and this team was able to do that completely flawlessly. That's the importance of the technology team, is that our customers know that we will always be the best innovators and that they can reliably know that our services and our products are going to work. And it's a, you know, it's a profound contribution that the technology team makes. And I would say that what's been wonderful is to see how the technology community is engaged with Comcast. So now that we've come together across the Atlantic as a much larger organization, we've been able to take some of the Sky technology innovation and bring it across the Atlantic to our customers at Comcast and NBC and Peacock. And we've been able to take some of the Comcast innovations and bring it this way to enhance the lives of our customers in the UK and Europe. So it's been a, you know, it's an accelerant is how I see that.
So this whole event, this whole day is about innovation. How do you as Group CEO keep innovation at the heart of Sky's DNA?
And this, I'd actually kind of wrap my arms around this group and make it almost inclusive as an ask of all of you to continue to help us be the best innovation organization. And I kind of distill it down to maybe 2 things to remember in doing so. Innovation happens best when you've created an environment of inclusion across your teams. So when people think that they can put an idea on the table and it will be heard, whether it's accepted or not is different, as long as they feel safe that they can put an idea on the table, and then you as leaders and teams across the technology and product communities can really get the best of the thinking out of your team. So one of the things I do is always try and create an environment of inclusion and draw people out. And then the second thing that I try and do, and I would ask you all to do as well, is I think it was Steve Jobs that said people confuse innovation with having a multitude of ideas. Innovation is being able to say no to a lot of ideas. So it's that ability to focus. What we need to, it's really hard for us to move forward with thousands and thousands. We need to put the ideas on the table and then really use our judgment around saying, these are the couple that are really gonna make a difference for our customers. And so inclusion and focus, and those are my 2 key ingredients, I think, for keeping an innovative culture.
Brilliant. Dana, that ends your time in the hot seat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.